You're here, just got here to snowy Cooperstown. What's it like for you? What's it like for your family?
Well, overwhelming. Not knowing what we're looking, what this is really about. Knowing who's here, understanding that, and understanding the significance of your career to get to this point. I mean, it's a lot of things going on. Not sure of how to put it in the right terms right now, just because it's taken a long time to get here.
Right. I mean, it's a long road. Even before you hit the ballot, your ballot was a long road. What were you thinking the first years when your vote totals were at 10, 11%?
Well, that was the best, because that was probably when I was still in that real highly competitive, and I'm like, what's going on? I don't understand. And Reed Ryan, some guys were like, hey, you just got to play the long road, and you're thinking the long road, and you're like. Phew. And at that point, there's a lot of names on the ballot, and so you start to see it play out as it goes. But you start getting that 60%, and then last year was very tough. So
yeah,
but it was just kind of enduring the that constant. Is this really going to happen? Is this possible? And then you get 5 votes short, and then you're sitting here going, and you get the kiss of death of like, hey, nobody's ever not gotten in when they got this close. You're like,
right.
Well, there's always going to be one. And so, that played heavy. But this was a tough one. This was a tough year waiting, and then you go out and you throw up an 82%, and where did that come from? So, the whole process is tough to deal with.
It's all the sweeter, right?
Oh, yeah,
Think about it. Right, it's
absolutely.
hard to get here. It's hard to be considered to be here. So first left-handed relief pitcher. Who told you that?
I think it was Raleigh. Raleigh Fingers told me that. And I mean, when you're getting phone calls and messages from Nolan Ryan, and those, I think Johnny Bench called me. I remember sitting, and Johnny Bench called me, and I look over at my wife, and I'm going, did you see who this is? I'm still a fan of the game.
Right.
I love the game. And so when these guys are calling me, I'm going, these are the guys I looked up to and wanted to be like. This is the guys I pretended to be. And so, now you're getting phone calls, and you're going, welcome to the clubhouse. Mm-hmm. So that's awesome.
You mentioned your wife last night, too, that she's been through this journey with you. So in quiet moments, what were your conversations like after you got word?
She lost a lot through this. Her father getting murdered, and having to deal with my career. Being a closer's wife sucks. You're good only when you're good. And so she threw every pitch. She competed every play, going through New York, reading, you can't help but read and hear the things on the news. So she'd been through it all. And I didn't realize that until I got into my son's career. You're sitting in the stands, and somebody says your son sucks, or they're not this or not that, and you're, what? Well, she had to sit there and deal with that. Mm-hmm. You're sitting there, and your husband has a bad playoff game, and they're just roasting you, and and she's listening to the radio or TV, and somebody goes, oh, he's really doing well, and she's just as, she's saying, oh, you're going to jinx him, she's as, into it as everybody else. So, have her for 30 years go through this ride, I'm lucky.
Wow, that's great. You've been through some tough things then. Really, really tough things.
Well, I don't think I could have got through it without her, and that's what baseball's done for me. And you got to pack your lunch every day and go right back out there. If you've had a bad day, you just roll back out there. That's the beauty of the game. There's always tomorrow.
Wow. I know you had some blown saves here and there, but for the criticism that you had a lot of years with a 1.43 ERA too, Billy, where most all of your years were like there wasn't that much failure.
But it's when you do it. I mean, you can, I remember going out in Philadelphia and had 31 straight saves, and me and Charlie Manuel from the same neck of the woods, and he comes walking in, and I'd blown a save, and I'm in my locker, and my head's down, and he comes out and shoves me into my locker, and he's going, well, I'm glad that streak's over. I hate streaks. Being a closer is it's the greatest role because you're only going to play when it matters. And you're going to play a lot if you're on the good teams. And, you know, for me, in 16 years, I've played on, you know, a ton of great teams, but the players that played behind me were Bagwell and Biggio and Jeff Kent and Lance Berkman and, gosh, there's too many, the bullpen guys that, you know, Jay Powell. And I told him I'd bring his name up because he said that everybody talks about starting pitchers, but, you know, the relievers that get you the ball are the ones that don't really get the credit. And, you know, I wouldn't be where I'm at today if it wouldn't be for those guys and starters who couldn't finish games.
Right. Right. One last thing then. Who do you think you want to talk to, or when you get here in the summertime, who do you think you want to, you know, meet? 'Cause I feel like you must know most all these guys, but these guys are before your time, right?
Well, you know, I got that. You know, of course I'm a big Sandy Koufax fan. I've gotten to know him when I was playing and things, and his stories are fantastic. When I gotten to know Robin Roberts, and he was fantastic. But I love the stories. I love listening. I probably want to just sit down with Goose Gotches and listen to him talk about, you know, how the game was and how it was so different, because I say the same thing to my son. Well, if you'd have done that, I'd knocked you down.
Right.
You know, where Goose wouldn't have knocked you
Things
down.
are a little
He'd hit
different.
you in the head. But I think it's the evolution of the game. I think just being able to talk to guys and just appreciate each other, because it's not a who's who now. We're all in this clubhouse. We're all together. We're past this who's better and who's not and stuff. And, you know, the value system is we're all Hall of Famers and we're all in the clubhouse now. And now we're all fans of each other.
That's terrific. Yeah, but Goose had to wait 9 years. You believe that?
Oh.
So yeah, it's not easy. It makes no sense.
Well,
Goose Gossage, 9 years.
Well, and nobody needs a closer until you need a closer.
Right.
Can you imagine?
That's
if
right.
the Yankees wouldn't have had Wetland and Rivera? Could you? I mean, nobody needs a closer till you need a closer.
That's right. Billy, very happy for you. So many people in baseball are. Well deserved. Congratulations.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate it.